You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
When you hear that word treasure, what pops into your head first? Is it, shiny gold coins, maybe sparkling jewels, or like an old map with an X? I think for most of us, it's tied to stuff, right? Material wealth, things you hide away. But what if that whole idea, what if it's kind of missing the bigger picture? Today, we're doing a deep dive into this really delightful source, the Banana Boat Treasure Map. And honestly, it sounds fun, which it is, but it's also this surprisingly deep look at what true value really means.
Exactly. It's a great source because it really pushes back against those, standard ideas of wealth and success we all absorb. It's basically asking us to look a bit closer to maybe question how we define what's actually valuable. We're going to unpack how this seemingly simple adventure with this quirky crew, how it actually sheds light on some pretty big truths. Things like human connection, joy, what discovery really means. It's got more layers than you might think at first glance.
Okay, let's dive in then. Set the scene for us. Picture this. It's a hot summer day, really sunny, at this place called Sunshine Bay. You can almost smell the sea air, right? And out on the water, there's this huge, bright yellow banana boat. And the crew, well, it's quite the group. You've got Nina, who seems to be the human leader, Paco the parrot, probably squawking opinions the whole time.
You can imagine.
Milo the monkey, curious and energetic. And then there's Squeaky the mouse, the smallest one, but turns out pretty important. Just looks like a perfect day for fun. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. They're just paddling along, and then Squeaky the mouse, he slips, just a little stumble. But as he slips, his paw grabs onto one of those peel-shaped seat cushions on the banana boat. You know the ones?
Yeah.
And he accidentally tugs it just right, and boom! Out pops this crumpled bit of paper from inside the boat's seam, just hidden there.
And that moment right there, that's fascinating. It's just an ordinary thing, a tiny accident, really, but it becomes the spark, the absolute catalyst for this whole adventure. It's a perfect example of, well, maybe active serendipity.
Active serendipity, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's not just dumb luck, right? It's that they were there doing something, being curious. That little accident only mattered because they were ready, in a way, to notice it. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it, how many little opportunities these potential treasure maps just slip by us because we're not really looking or not ready to see something extraordinary in just the everyday.
That's a really good point, that distinction between just luck and being ready for luck.
Yeah.
We probably miss loads because we write things off as nothing, and what a map it was. The source says it was drawn with lemon juice. And it sparkled in the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not your typical pirate map, is it?
Yeah.
It immediately tells you this is maybe something different.
Right. It signals a non-traditional kind of quest from the get-go.
And the map itself showed this trail, but with fruit symbols. So first stop, Pineapple Island, then Coconut Cave. And then get this, the X wasn't on some distant shore. It was marked right back under their own banana boat, where they started.
That map design is key, isn't it? The lemon juice clue, the fruity symbols, the X being back at the start. It forces you to think differently. It's not just about following directions. It's about interpretation, a bit of cleverness maybe, and definitely being open to the journey. It's actually a lot like life's puzzles, The really meaningful answers often aren't spelled out. You have to decode things, think creatively, and sort of embrace the process of figuring it out, not just race to the end. That lemon juice, sparkling. It's almost like a little metaphor for needing that spark of insight to see what's really there.
I like that. A map that's less about geography and more about mindset. So, okay, they've got this sparkling, citrusy map. They're excited. Off they paddle to Pineapple Island. And the source describes it as having these giant pineapples just rolling down hills like huge bouncy balls.
Huh. Can you picture it?
Totally. Just chaos, but fun chaos. They're laughing, dodging these things, and along the way, they collect pineapple rings. And these rings, apparently, match the next clue on the map. It's just pure, shared fun.
And notice how the reward shifts there. It's not about finding something valuable on Pineapple Island itself.
Awesome.
The reward is the experience. Dodging the pineapples, working together, laughing. That's the treasure of that moment.
Yeah.
It ties into what we know about motivation, right? Sometimes the activity itself, especially when shared, is way more satisfying than any prize at the end. So collecting those rings isn't about getting rich. It's just about understanding how to continue the adventure together. It shows how tackling a challenge, even a silly one, can build connection.
That makes sense. The journey itself is valuable. But I wonder, does the lack of a traditional material prize at the end maybe dampen the excitement for some people? Like, don't we often need that promise of gold to get us started?
That's a fair question. And often that initial motivation might come from expecting some kind of external reward, the treasure chest, the payoff. But what this story seems to suggest, and actually there's a lot of research backing this up, is that while that external carrot might get you moving, it's the internal stuff, enjoying the process, the feeling of teamwork, the fun that keeps you going and gives you that deeper satisfaction in the long run.
Okay.
So the banana boat trip might start looking like a classic treasure hunt, but it subtly teaches them, and us, I guess, that the real value isn't necessarily where you first expect it. The thrill shifts from finding stuff to finding connection and experience.
Okay, that reframing makes sense.
Yeah.
So they survive Pineapple Island.
Okay.
Yeah, their adventure takes them to the second stop, Coconut Cave. Now, this place sounds interesting. It had echoing coconuts.
Right.
But they didn't just echo your voice. They only echoed back rhymes.
Which is a wonderfully creative twist.
Totally. And they boomed out this specific message, kind of a riddle. To find the gold, be bright and bold.
Oh.
Classic clue, but with a rhyming coconut delivery system.
And that shift is really important. They went from a tangible clue, the pineapple rings, to something abstract. Be bright and bold.
Yeah, what does that even mean in this context?
Exactly. It's moving away from needing external things to needing internal qualities. Brightness suggests cleverness, insight. Boldness suggests courage, maybe trying something unconventional.
Okay.
Psychologically, developing those inner strengths like resilience, ingenuity, courage, those are what help us navigate life, right?
Yeah.
And they unlock a kind of wealth fulfillment capability that just having stuff can't give you. So the gold they're talking about here, it's probably not metal anymore. It's symbolic. It represents maybe the wisdom or the courage you gain by being bright and bold on the journey.
Be bright and bold. I like that. It's like those puzzles where the obvious answer isn't the right one. You need a bit of smart thinking in the guts to try something different. Have you ever had a moment like that? A bright and bold solution that was the real prize?
Oh, definitely. I think, in many fields, science, art, even business breakthroughs often happen because someone is bright enough to see a connection others miss and bold enough to pursue it, even when it seems risky or the payoff isn't clear.
Like an inventor or an entrepreneur.
Exactly. They see a possibility, not necessarily a guaranteed pile of gold, but they have the insight, the brightness and the courage, the boldness to go for it. And often the treasure they find isn't just money, it's the innovation itself, the impact. The banana boat crew, by following this rhyme, they're essentially practicing those very skills.
Okay, so they've navigated bouncy pineapples, listened to rhyming coconuts, pondered being bright and bold, and then the story brings them right back.
Right back to the start.
Back to Sunshine Bay, back to the banana boat itself. It's a full circle. And Nina, she dives under the boat. And just like the map hinted with that X, there it is, a waterproof chest tied to the anchor. The anticipation must have been huge right then.
And that return to the origin point, that's so powerful symbolically, if you think about it bigger picture.
Yeah.
It suggests that maybe the biggest discoveries aren't always out there in some faraway land. Sometimes they're about seeing our familiar world, our starting point, with new eyes.
Ah, so the journey changed how they saw the boat, the bay.
Precisely. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of what was right there all along, but maybe unappreciated or unseen. It's like the classic hero's journey ending. But instead of bringing back spoils from afar, the hero realizes the value was at home, transformed by their experience. It makes you wonder how much treasure is just sitting in our daily lives if we only learn how to look, right?
That's a great way to put it. The treasure wasn't imported, it was revealed through the journey. Okay, so they pull up this chest. Everyone's gathered around expecting, I don't know, pirate gold.
Jewels.
Right. But they open it, and
Right.
no gold, no jewels, nothing like that.
So what was inside?
Instead, it was filled with hundreds of tiny, sparkly, banana-shaped charms, little metal bananas,
Banana charms. That's brilliant.
isn't it? And crucially, attached to them was this message: treasure is meant to be shared. Wow. Talk about flipping the script.
That's the core message right there. It explicitly redefines treasure. It's not about getting, it's about giving.
Yeah.
Accumulation versus distribution. The charms themselves, being bananas, are perfect symbols of the journey, fun, quirky, unexpected. And they're clearly made not to be hoarded, but to spread joy. This isn't just a cute story point, it's a pretty strong comment on, the value of generosity and connection over just stuff. And it really begs the question, how does sharing something change its value? Does giving it away actually make it worth more in some sense?
That idea that sharing increases value. That's really interesting. Because normally we think scarcity makes things valuable, right?
The standard economic model.
But here it's like the value explodes through sharing, through abundance. It's almost suggesting a different kind of economy, maybe an economy of joy.
An economy of joy, I like that.
And the effect was immediate. The source says the friends just started handing out these banana charms to everyone on the beach. Can you imagine?
Oh, fantastic.
The whole place just lit up.
Yeah.
People laughing, everyone getting a little sparkle. It wasn't just Nina and her crew's treasure anymore. Suddenly, it belonged to the whole bay.
Exactly. And that highlights the social power of it all. What started as their private adventure becomes this big public celebration. It shows how joy and connection, they aren't just amplified by sharing, they're almost created by it. It reminds me of that sociological idea, collective effervescence.
Like shared excitement, binding people.
Yes. When people share an experience like that, it creates this powerful feeling of community. The value of those little charms wasn't fixed. It multiplied with every single person who received one, creating this shared memory, this shared warmth. It really challenges that whole individualistic idea of getting ahead. Maybe true fulfillment is about contributing to that collective joy.
It's like joy is contagious, but shared joy is deeper somehow. And the story doesn't end there, does it?
Right.
What was the legacy?
Right. From that day on, the banana boat wasn't just any old boat ride.
It became the official treasure ride.
Taking new groups of friends out, not to find actual gold, but to have their own adventures, their own discoveries, teaching them the same kinds of lessons, presumably.
About seeing value differently, working together, the fun of giving things away. It's like they passed on the real treasure,
Yeah.
the experience itself.
Absolutely. So if we boil it all down, the core lessons from this deep dive into the banana boat treasure map seem pretty clear. Treasure isn't always what glitters. Often it's found in, having fun, being kind, making memories, strengthening friendships.
Yeah.
The narrative really forces a reevaluation of what value even means. It shifts us from thinking about hoarding scarce resources to thinking about distributing abundance, the abundance of joy, connection, experience. It's more than just a nice story. It's a model for thinking about how collaboration, curiosity, and generosity might actually be the most valuable assets we have, both personally and as a community. Our best riches are the ones we create and share together.
So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening right now? I think this dive really reminds us that the stuff that matters most in life, often you can't, put it in a vault. It's the experiences, the connections, the simple act of sharing something good with someone else. It's about building that inner richness, not just outer wealth. Yeah, it's about making that conscious shift in perspective, isn't it? Really choosing to value experiences, relationships, kindness, generosity, maybe valuing those things more than just acquiring possessions. It's a framework that could lead to, not just a more fulfilling life for yourself, but maybe a more connected, happier community overall. Makes you rethink what opportunity really looks like.
And here's maybe a final thought to chew on where it gets really interesting for your own life. Think of that banana boat map as a metaphor. We all have our daily routines, our sunshine days. What little charms, maybe talents you have, or insights, or just simple acts of kindness. What do you possess that is, like the message said, meant to be shared? And what might happen if you actively started sharing those things? How could that change your own sunshine bay? Could it make it sparkle, not just for you, but for everyone around you? Could you start that ripple of shared value?
Keep exploring, keep asking those questions, keep sharing what you find. And remember, sometimes the most brilliant discoveries, the real treasures, they pop up in the most unexpected ways from the quirkiest maps, and their value just skyrockets when you give them away.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.